Hello everybody, welcome back to another video about my many different plants. We have a couple things we're going to do today. So last video, which I think was a week and a half ago, we took a look at my purple passion plant, took some cuttings from it, but we didn't repot it because I wanted to wait a little bit longer, but it's been a little bit longer. So now we are going to repot it today. We have a new addition. We have a Marble Queen Pothos, which I love this plant. I have a nice decorative pot for it. We're not going to be doing anything with this today. Just wanted to show it off a little bit. I went to the plant store a couple weeks ago and picked this lovely lady up. I am still trying to figure out where I want to put her, but it's a process, so we'll see. But today we're not going to be doing anything with her. Just wanted to show her off a little bit. So we'll go ahead and put her away. And then we have this succulent, which I actually don't remember what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's a variety of jade plant. You can see it is leggy. It looks really, really bad right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim this sucker pretty far back, probably pretty close to the soil, and see if I can get some other branches to sprout from back here. And this pot, I already have some other leaves in here to act as kind of secondary plants for this little pot. And then what we're going to do after we cut this, I have that flat pot behind me. We're going to stick that in there. We're going to take some of these leaves off so that we can just kind of set it flat on the soil and let some of these roots start to take root, and maybe have some of these secondary branches start to come up and grow a little more. So with that, what I think we'll do first is the succulent jade type plant. So we'll set the passion plant to the side and we'll start with this. So first things first, and I should have grabbed these beforehand. Let me grab my clippers and sanitize them real quick. I'll be right back. Okay. I couldn't find my actual clippers, but I have these set of bonsai snippers that I can use for this. So we will first, though, I'm gonna take off a bunch of these leaves that are on the underside of the stem, and just kind of put them in here for now, and then I'll decide what to do with them later. Honestly, I will probably put them in a pot of soil, see what happens from there. But we'll just kind of pluck these off. I know this isn't like the best way to do this, but these leaves should be fine. I've noticed that this plant is incredibly resilient. Let's stick this on here. And I hope that pot has enough room for this. We'll see. We'll find out soon enough. If it doesn't, I'll just trim it a little more and spread out where the stem is placed. Okay, so I think that's probably good. We'll take one more. Yeah, see? So that is... Here, let me scooch this over. So yeah, so it's a little too big, but I think I can just cut the end of this off, honestly. And then this sucker, what I can do, honestly, is just kind of place it in here and see what happens. We'll do a little experiment. See. The rest of this, there's already some, when this thing started to get leggy, a lot of roots started to show up on the underside of the stem. So what I'm hoping is that I can just kind of stick him right in there. Let me take some more of these leaves off so I can be a little rougher with my boy. And what I'm actually gonna do, we're gonna trim this one. And we're actually gonna throw this one directly in the soil. Just kind of like that. So let's go ahead. And obviously this is not ideal, an ideal like setup as far as what this should look like. I'm not terribly worried about that right now. We're just trying to clean up some of these plants that I have lying around. We're gonna go ahead and take more of these off. I'm gonna bury some of the stem. Right, so now we have this. So let's just take all these off. Right, so now I have this, and what I'm probably going to do is trim each of these branches so that they're singular, and then throw them in here. This sucker, this leaf, has a little baby grown out of it. So, we're going to stick him in the soil. Just like that. We're going to go ahead and trim you. And trim you. There we go. This is looking pretty okay so far. Just kind of throw these in here. I hope this works out. If not, it's not the end of the world. Like I said, this pot that I'm taking this from has some leaves in there that are growing some new plants already. All right, and so there we have this. We'll like bury this one a little bit better. I think that looks pretty good though. Let me go rinse my hands really quick. All right, and so I think we're finished with that one. We'll have to check back later and see what the progress is in a week or two, couple weeks. We'll see how long this actually takes. But I think this could look pretty nice. What I can do to maybe fill this out is place some of these leaves in here in some of these empty spots. And then what I need to do is I need to make sure that I'm trimming these cuttings so that it doesn't get so leggy again. But yeah, I think that'll look pretty nice, and I think that's a good start, and we'll see what happens from there. So we'll move on. Oh, before we move on, don't mind how gross the soil looks. It's a little brown just from some residue from some of the water, and the soil's just a little bit old, but you can see there's leaves in there. There's 2 right now that are growing some new plants. You can see the one right there, and then this one has a tiny little one that's growing. This one is rooted pretty well, so I'm not going to touch it. And there's the edge of our cutting. I'm going to see what happens with this. It's pretty stiff, so we'll see if anything grows out of this. If not, it's not the end of the world. Things happen. Lose plants all the time. Oh well. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to the purple passion plant. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of this stuff down and get the desk ready for that. All right, so the purple passion plant. If I remember correctly, last week we looked at it, or however long ago it was. We looked at it, we took some cuttings. Let's see. Yeah, so there are some new roots. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to stick him in there. And then fits nicely right back into the decorative pot it was in before. So that's perfect. So let me remove a little bit of the soil. And I think that'll set nicely in there. A little less, maybe. Actually, no. That's pretty good. So let me break up some of this soil on the top. And then I'm going to add some more soil. All right. So, he's in our new pot. It's nice in there. The last thing I'll do before I return him to his humble domain is to give him some water. But I'll do that off camera. Excuse me. The last thing we're going to do before I return him to his humble domain is to give him a nice big drink, water him, or her. I guess I don't know. There's dog hair all over the leaves. Well, that's fine. Yeah, so this has been a nice, simple repotting of my passion plant, which I hope will get a little bit bigger. It's already starting to grow some new branches from where we took the cutting, so that's good. The cuttings that we took are starting to show signs of rooting. So in a couple weeks, we'll have a video throwing those into some soil, and we will also do some updates on the jade cuttings that we planted in the soil earlier. But yeah, thanks guys for sticking around and watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for some future videos. We're still painting the basement, so there's still not a lot of room right now. You can see we've started doing our designs and our paint. And so hopefully when we're done with that, I have a lot more room to kind of do all of these repottings and have a space where I can record these. But like I said, thank you guys for sticking around, watching, like, and subscribe, and I will check you guys in the next one.